Hello there, Internet. Steve here again with another Unity Asset Store review. Today we are going to be looking at the Modular Dungeon Catacombs -mobile by Toby Fredersen. Toby Fredersen, I think it is. I apologize if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. At the time of recording this package retails for $45 USD. 45 USD. It supports all three rendering pipelines, built-in, URP, and HDRP. I will be running it on built-in for the sake of this particular review. So let's go through my criteria. As a reminder, I do pass-fail. Everything is either good enough or it is not. So for quality, it passes, hands down. The quality on this is really good. And I'll go into that in a little bit more detail in the demo scene, I think. But yeah, it is surprisingly good for being for running in built-in. So yeah, it's good. Modularity, workability. Oh, sorry, it passes. It passes quality. I'm forgetting my own grading scale apparently. For modularity, workability, it passes as well. The one caveat that I'm going to say about this, and I show this when we go into the actual prefab section of the video, but there's a little bit of weirdness that you have to do or you have to get around when you're dealing with either URP or HDRP. But like I said, I talk about that in detail in that section of the video. And in my opinion, it's not the end of the world. Like, it just is what it is. I wouldn't focus or worry too much about that. Just know that that is something you're gonna have to deal with. I still think that it passes, in my opinion. Support and serviceability, the developer is active. He, I'm assuming, Toby is usually a boy's name, answers questions. So yeah, it definitely passes on support and serviceability and value. I think for $45, this is well worth the money. When you take into account the intelligent modularity of it and what they've done with that and what they've done with just the overall fidelity and quality and performance, that's one thing that I don't always talk about, but this is a super performant asset. So all of those things considered, I 100% think that it is worth the money. And yeah, I think at $45 is kind of a steal. So definitely passes in value as well. So we're gonna go into the demo scene next and go through that, and I will see everybody over there shortly. All right. And we are back in the demo scene. So, as I mentioned, I'm running this on built-in, and it's quite pretty considering the fact that it's running on built-in. I'm going to do just a quick run through of this. This is a pretty extensive demo scene. I'm going to point out a few things as we're going through, but I'm going to try, or rather I should say, not to take an abundance of time going through this. So there is going to be lots of clutter, which I like. So we go into this little, if you notice that little sign out front, or the GUI element, it did say that the internal lights are disabled. So just kind of be aware of that. Oops. So if memory serves, I'm going to go right here first. It's a pretty extensive demo scene.
some of this stuff is going to look similar to other things. I think they did a pretty decent job of setting up this demo scene though to showcase like a lot of the different things that are in the actual asset pack. So I got some sarcophagi. Is that the plural for that? I actually don't know off the top of my head. But like, look at this. I mean, again, this is running on built-in, and that's pretty impressive given that it's again running on built-in. So let's hop back out here to the main room again. So this is the room we came in through. Nice little altar with some skulls. These skulls you'll see repurposed a lot. You'll see these candles repurposed a lot for a lot of different things in this demo scene. Some damaged, ruins stuff. Now I have to remember, I think we're going this way first. Yes, this is the right way. So you see some of the boxes have interiors. I don't know if you actually caught that, but there's a lid on the ground for the boxes. So this is that same altar thing that was upstairs. Some different staircase options. We'll go through all this stuff in the actual asset manifest scene as well. Or sorry, not the asset manifest scene, but rather the in the inspector. So these angled walls, I do like to see the ability to use walls like that. Although if you notice, you see there's kind of a, see how that decal is a little off? I didn't notice that till now. Alright, head back down. Come on, you. Head back out. I think we're going to go left now. Yeah, left is next. So you can blend the, with this pack, you can blend the ruins into like actual cave systems and stuff. You'll see that a few times in this demo scene. A large chamber, cave chamber. So lots of good, and again, like, I want to point out how nice these materials look, despite being, or textures rather, no, materials, yeah, despite being run in built-in rendering pipeline. So some more stairs. These ones are different than the other ones. There's that altar again. So I'm going to try not to fall in here, but I forget the name of that. There's an actual name for that sort of thing. I don't remember what it's called. Cistern or something like that. Alright, so this is going to be like the mausoleum area. Again, blending that, the actual catacombs into cave systems pretty seamlessly. So let's head back out. This like mausoleum crypt area does come back out the other side. So here's repurposing of those skulls. And there's some other bone piles there too. Repurposing of those candles that I mentioned earlier. Oh, I forgot to mention this, but that thing was one of the things they used in the altar up there. So again, repurposing assets, like the assets are built in a way that you can repurpose them for multiple things, which I thoroughly like to see. I like to be able to maximize my usage of any asset that I purchase. So seeing that kind of stuff really does make me happy. We have one more corridor to go down here. This is just a short one. So again, blending into the cave system. It's going to go over here, and you've got another sort of crypt again, repurposing. So that is the demo scene. We are going to look at the actual prefabs list in the inspector next. So I will see everybody over there. All right, and we are in the asset manifest scene now, or the asset manifest scene. We are back in the inspector now to look at the prefabs. Before we go into the prefabs folder, I did want to point this out. So I mentioned that I'm running this on built-in. It works out of the box on built-in. You don't have to do anything if you're going to run it in built-in. But if you're going to run it in HDRP or URP, you have to open up one of these particular packages. Now, this is something I have not seen before from a standpoint of I've had to do this for other assets, but from a standpoint of, if you look down here at the bottom, it says, like this one, for example, this is URP for Unity 6.0 Plus, URP for Unity 2023, 2023, 2023. So it looks like they're, like, I have not run into this before, where you have separate Unity packages you have to do for different versions of Unity. And if you notice, there is no package for HDRP in Unity 6.0. So just something to bear in mind. Like I said, for built-in, it works out of the box. I didn't have to really do anything. But if you want to run an HDRP or URP, bear that in mind when you're going through this. I admittedly have not checked to see how often they update these packages, but given that Unity 6 is in here, I have to assume that Unity 6 is going to be in here for HDRP at some point in the foreseeable future. But again, just something to bear in mind. I just wanted to point that out because I haven't seen that specifically done for different versions of Unity before. It's usually just one blanket. You want to run an HDRP, here's the package, import that. You want to run it in, URP, here's a package, do it in that, open that. So again, just something to sort of point out. So you'll notice they have this split up into a few different folders. This one, I think this is the helpers one. No, this is helpers one. We're not going to, I might open that up, but we're not going to go through those individually. So you've got decals here. So we're going to do a quick run through on the decals. There's not many of them. This one's kind of hard to see, isn't it? You can kind of, here, let's do this actually. You can kind of see it down there. All right, so some more decals, more decals, floor decals, more floor decals. Those other ones are wall decals, by the way. Although I guess you could use these on the walls too if you wanted to. There's nothing explicitly stating that these have to be used on the floor. Just to give your levels a little more, realism feel. So not bad. All in all, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 total decals. Not bad. So we've got ground details. So these are going to be rocks and bricks and stuff like that. So I'm just going to scroll through some of these quickly here. And again, this is more along the lines of clutter to give your level a little bit more oomph. So these are the helpers. Like I said, I'm not really gonna go through these too much. Let's go over to the merge. So these are going to be them putting stuff together, putting the static ones together. The folder that's titled whatever static is going to be the one that has the overwhelming majority of the assets in it. This one, obviously, since these are merged, if we pop this open, come on you. There we go. You can kind of see that it's, multiple bricks. So, where were we? Brick wall. Let's go back through these. A couple of different color variants. A couple of different stack variants. Let's go into here then. So these are going to be merged rooms and staircases and stuff like that. So it's nice when developers, when asset developers do this sort of stuff. It can make, building out levels easier and quicker. So again, I do like to see this as long as they give you the individual static pieces on top of that, which just so happens that they do. So and obviously these are all single-faced, so and I do want to point out, if you noticed how big that demo scene was, it was pretty performant, So I do think that just from what I've observed with this asset, it does seem to be good on the performance end of things. So yeah, excuse me. Oh man. So yeah, the single facing definitely works its advantage here. I'm not gonna rotate every one of these. These are those mausoleum ones or the crypt ones. Pre-baked walls, or pre-built walls rather. Pre-merged walls might be a better way to put it. Pre-merged pillars. Again, different variants of that stuff. And then you got sort of the baseboard area. All right. So let's go into here. I'm just going to run through these real quick. Again, just more merged, like pre-merged stuff. So you can make them as long as you want, realistically. Okay. So let's get all the merged ones, and let's go to... oh yeah, that's right. This is a player prefab. I didn't use that, obviously. Like always, I used my... Actually, we're going to come back to that. So these are just stuff that were used for the scene. Let's go to the vegetation first, and we'll circle back to the static ones. I'm just going to go through these quickly. These are all you can see what they are down there. I'm not going to spend too much time focusing on the vegetation, although the vegetation is good. Oops. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there's a decent amount of this stuff in here, so I do like to see it. I do like to see that, rather. Oops. Alright, let's go back to vegetation. Oh, that's the one I was just in, right? Yeah, it was the one I was just in. Oops. Alright, some more of the trees. So it says background. So as you can... it won't let me turn it horizontally, but these are flat, so it's specifically for using them, like it says, as bulletin meshes. So using them in the background, you see how it's flat there. It's kind of hard to. And then you got truly flat ones there. All right. So let's head back to the statics. There it is. This is going to be the largest folder. I want to spend the most amount of time in here. So you got a few different archway options. You can build your own archways as well. So this is the top part of it. Obviously, the bottom parts are down here, so you can build your own solutions. You've got the filler pieces in there for it. I don't know what this one is. It's a cap, but there's no... Oh, there it goes. Okay. So different designs on the cap there. So you've got the sort of archway, tunnel portion. Some more of them. These are the archway pillars, so you can do different. You can do different variants of those. I think, yeah, single-faced. So you've got barrels. I believe. Let's open this guy up real quick. I think. Yeah, these are just levels of detail. So I think if we do this, yeah, single-faced. Which is unfortunate, but it's okay. So here's that sort of cistern thing you drop down into. You can drop down into skull piles, floorboards. So here's a brazier. So then you light fire and sort of thing. Here's one with the actual particle effect. Let's see if we can actually pop this open and if it'll. Yeah, you can see it, sort of. So, there you go. Pop this guy open. So it's not running in the background. Alright, so smaller ones. Excuse me. Just different versions of torches and stuff like that. You got some bricks. Oops. So there's different variants of bricks, clusters of bricks. Then you're just going to start to get into the walls and stuff like that. So it's like, you can see, but it's sort of cracked. It's cracked along there. Another battle damage one. This one's a little more fucked up. So then you got all the candle options in various states of burning, which is nice to see. More archways. Excuse me. So these are going to be for the, as it says, for the ceiling portion of the staircases. Got your actual staircases. Oh, there it goes. It's running there. That's funny. It's different bridge components. We didn't really see a bridge inside of this asset. So the battle damage variants, if you can see, where was it? Hold on. Yeah, sort of one that's already falling apart. More pillars, more archways. More pillars. What's this guy? So, stairway end caps. So these are the straight stairs versus the curved stairs. The sides for the stairs. This is where you can get into building it sort of as tall as you want with the modular pieces. This is going to be the side railings for the curved staircase. So these are the walls for the curved staircase. Come on. There we go. So these are the ceilings? Yeah, these are the tops for the... Well, you could use them for actually the caverns and stuff too. More pillars, more baseboard type things. Detailing. There's more stuff to give your scene life, honestly. To make it feel real and lived in. To give it character. I'm going to kind of try to get through these ones quickly until we get to a unique one. So that's just another color variation. So now we're getting into the actual like cavern rocks and stuff like that. You can kind of even see the, attention to detail on these is really, really good. Yeah, I am genuinely impressed with this one. Just again, the amount of actual detail and thought put into some of these, I think, is really good. Oh, trim. These are all trim pieces. Trim, that's what it's called. I've been calling it floorboards. So more, detailing and trim, as it's called, in here. So now we're getting into the ceiling stuff. So if you want to build your own one of those things, you're just going straight down. You can do that. So we got some more of these guys. We're getting into some of the boxes. So box interior, box lid, or crate, whatever. Crate lid. This is an enclosed crate. Obviously embers. Actually, I don't remember if this is not animated. Okay. We're getting to the actual coffins and sarcophagi and stuff like that. Oh, there we go. That's the sarcophagus lid. So they have modularized these pieces out as well, which is nice to see. Although, let me see, is this one is not separate. So we'll see. I don't remember if there's a curved lid separate like that or not. I don't think there is. I think it's just a flat lid. Okay. Well, if we run across it, we run across it. So some more rocks, some more floors. Here's that mummy. A couple different mummy options. Again, more accent pieces, jars, clutter. You all know how much I love my clutter. This one is separate, so this one does have an interior, so that's nice. Steel grate. Skulls. Staircase, tiles. More level accents. Is that altar piece I was talking about? I pointed out like 8 times. This was the one that was, I think this is behind the altar in the demo scene, the actual altar. We've got some stone walls and stoneways and stuff like that. More walls. These are the actual, grave sections, or the, catacomb sections. Torch, I don't think this one is, yeah, it's just embered. So if you want to build your own, you can. So if you saw the difference between those, but ones that are solo and then ones that are mounted on the wall, and then actual lit ones for ones that are both mounted on the wall and not. So, all right, that is all of them. That is all of the prefabs. I do think that this is worth it. I like this asset. I think this is a worthwhile asset. I think that, I think that the money makes, not the money, the amount of stuff you get, I think and the quality of the stuff that you get makes it worth the price of admission. So, yeah, again, I suggest this one. I think it's a good one. Feel free to let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see everybody in the next video.